Hi, this is Kent Vaughn with Blaze Performance Solutions. A good friend of mine decades ago told me about just after graduation, his dad took he and his friends for a ride out on his dad's favorite car, a Pontiac GTO, a screaming fast car back in the day. And they stopped at the intersection near his neighborhood, and his dad said to my friend and his two friends, "You know, boys, you can go anywhere from here." They said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, anywhere in the world, pick a place. You can go anywhere from here." And his friend said, "Well, what if you want to go to Hawaii? We live in California." He said, "Well, we just drive to the airport, catch a plane." "What if you want to go to Germany?" Same thing. "What if you want to go to Nebraska? Just get in the car and drive." I mean, wherever you are, it's not the question. It's where do you want to go? It's where do you want to be? It's deciding, what are you really trying to accomplish? What really is important to you? Several years ago, when my running partner and I ran a marathon, the only one I've ever run and the only one I think I ever will run, we knew from our coach and trainer that at mile 18, or at least you read about the wall, the proverbial wall at mile 18, where people tend to run out of juice. And you know what's funny? I completely forgot about that during the race. But at mile 18, which was up a hill like this, it seemed like, it's called the Maxwell House Hill in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, I realized that I had just hit the wall. In fact, I stopped and walked through the water station. It was about 100 yards long, and they were handing out water and different little treats you could eat to kind of keep you going. And my running partner said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm fine. But man, I hit a wall. I'm going to walk for about 100 yards, then I'll start running again." And I did. At mile 23, I felt like a firecracker had gone off in my left leg. Turned out later that I'd torn the meniscus in my left leg. But I wasn't going to give up because I had come here to finish the race. You see, here's the problem. So many times we run into things. In fact, we always run into things. You can take that to the bank. In another video, I talked about Florence Chadwick, who was swimming from the Catalina Island to the coast of California, 21 miles in the fog, shark-infested, frigid waters, and gave up after 15 hours and 55 minutes of swimming because she didn't realize she was only a mile from the coast. The fog was so dense they couldn't see how close the California coast was. And because they didn't have GPS back then in 1952, they had no way of really telling where they were. So she gave up. Fortunately for her, 2 months later, she finished even faster than she had started before, but she couldn't see the race, or the finish line. Overnight success is kind of a funny thing because it's almost always something that's taken a lot longer than you thought it would have. So my question for you is, where are you trying to go from here? Not where have you been, not where should you be, I can't change that. But where are you trying to go now? What are you trying to accomplish, achieve, do, have, or be now? And what are you going to do about it? The problem is, so many of us spend so much time being frustrated about and worrying about where we should have gone from that intersection years ago, instead of asking, okay, what can I do now? I can't change that. No one can go back and make a brand new start. But you can start today and say, where am I going to go from here? What mountain am I going to climb now? Where am I headed to now? Perseverance, endurance, stick-to-itiveness, give it up, never giving up. It doesn't matter what you call it. I love what Les Brown said, that great motivational speaker, the motivator from Detroit says. He says, not everything that's hard is worth doing. But with certainty, everything that's worth doing is hard. And that's why we say again and again and again, pick one or two goals that you're going to maniacally focus on this year. One for work, one for personal life, maybe a couple for each at most. But what are you really going to maniacally focus on and make a difference on and act and behave on today? Not next week, not next month, not next year, but what are you going to do now? By doing that with just one or two goals, this year is going to be a very different year for you than you've ever had before. Good luck. Hope you have a fantastic day. Again, this is Kent Vaughn with Blaze Performance Solutions.